thought this is a really fun, inspiring film. I got a lot of phone calls in this movie. How am I gonna do this? And so I immediately started watching all the great film phone call acting I could steal from. Usually, and that was the cool thing about this movie, which I'd never done before, is that my phone acting is with Matt Damon, and normally we'd try to call into each other. The call would drop. Someone wasn't available. Often you get the script supervisor reading the lines off camera. But for this film, Matt and I were down the hall from each other. So I had about 3 cameras on me, and he had about 3 cameras on him. And so we were doing it at the same time. We could overlap each other, we could improvise, and Ben could go from room to room, and sometimes we'd come together and say, this is working, this isn't working. So I'd never had an experience like that, which was phenomenal. So I read his book called The Bald Truth, which was very helpful, and I watched a ton of interviews with him and articles about people talking about him. But thankfully the script was beautifully written, and so all his jargon and his negotiations were just so on point that I think anybody that played the role would kind of tap into his essence. What I kind of tapped into is a guy that outworked everyone and would stop at nothing to get to where he wanted to go to. I think the deal was obviously changed the game, but I think David was smart enough to know what he had, and that this could make his entire career, and it did. Ben is a director. There's a lot of compliments. I think every great director knows that actors, all of them, come with a gift, and part of their job is to help let that gift out, and that's exactly what Ben does. He casts it really well, both in front of the camera and behind the camera. He hires people he loves and respects and who he trusts, and he lets them fly. I love the movie. I've seen the movie twice. I'm gonna see it tonight again. I really think it's a really, really fun, funny, and inspiring film. I think the movie really. I have 2 boys who are, one's 13 and one's 14. We talk a lot about self-worth. I think the movie, for me, really deals with that. What is your self-worth? Knowing, what you have and not settling, like I said, David Falk said, not settling for second best. So I find it to be a very inspiring film. I mean, Viola Davis it's just unbelievable. She's so powerful without trying to be powerful. You never catch her acting, which is annoying, and just a lovely human being. I'm always very shocked that I'm and grateful that I get to do this at all, this acting thing. And then when you get to do it with this kind of cast, with this kind of director, with this kind of crew, you're just you feel incredibly lucky. I felt like that every day on this set, but certainly being around Viola and watching her work was a real highlight.